You know what most women get wrong? They think men fall in love through overt pursuit, through grand gestures, through constant availability, or by checking all the boxes on a list. But here's the truth. A man doesn't fall for what you do for him in a checklist sort of way. He falls for how he feels when he's around you, the sense of peace, respect, and genuine connection without even consciously tracking how it's happening. It's not just about shared hobbies, physical attraction, or even how much you dote on him. It's about the emotional resonance and the feeling of being truly seen and accepted that he associates with you. Not at once, but steadily, subtly, almost subconsciously. So today, I'm not going to give you a list of dating tactics. I'm going to show you the real psychological dynamics, the kind of presence, energy, and understanding that make a man attached to you deeply, often without him even being able to pinpoint the exact moment it shifted. Let's break it down. Point 1. He falls for how you respect his space and his process. Here's something most women miss. When he's quiet, when he needs to decompress, when he seems to retreat into his own world, he's noticing how you respond. Do you get anxious and start demanding communication? Do you take it personally or try to fill every silence? Or do you give him that space with understanding and trust? See, a man falls for the woman who doesn't suffocate him when he needs to withdraw or process, because your calm in his need for solitude tells him, I trust you and I respect your autonomy. That right there, it makes him feel safe and understood without him even trying to explain it. Point 2, he falls for the woman who remains his peace amidst chaos. Most people get overwhelmed when life throws curveballs, stress from work, personal challenges. They might unintentionally bring that chaos into the relationship. But the woman who can maintain her own calm, who can be a steady, reassuring presence without adding to his stress, that's the woman he starts seeing as his haven. You don't try to overmanage his problems or get overly enmeshed in his stress. You listen if he wants to share. You offer support without pressure. You remain a source of calm because he doesn't always need a co-manager for his stress. He needs to feel emotionally anchored and at peace with you. And the moment he realizes that being with you brings him genuine tranquility, that's the moment he starts deeply attaching. Point 3, he falls for the woman who values her own world. Every man is drawn to a woman who has her own passions, interests, and life. When you don't make him the absolute center of your universe, when you have your own fulfilling activities and friendships, when you don't drop everything just for a chance to see him, he feels your self-respect and your independent spirit. And that energy, it's incredibly attractive. Men fall in love with women who have a strong sense of self because that self-possession says, my life is enriching and I choose to share it with someone who adds to it, not someone I need to complete it. That's not aloofness, that's allure. Point 4, he falls for the way you make him feel in his imperfections. Let's get real. He's not looking for a woman who expects him to be a superhero 24/7. He's observing how you respond when he's vulnerable, when he makes a mistake, when he's not at his most alpha or put together. When you don't judge him for his occasional doubts, when you don't use his vulnerabilities against him, when you appreciate his honesty, even if it's not always flattering, you give him the space to be human. And men don't fall for women who demand perfection. They fall for the ones who make them feel safe to be their authentic, imperfect selves. Point 5, he falls when you inspire without emasculating. There's a subtle power in supportive partnership. You don't need to constantly critique him or try to fix him. You don't need to outshine him in every area or challenge his competence. You simply believe in his potential. You celebrate his wins. You encourage his ambitions in a way that makes him feel more capable, not less. And here's what happens. He starts seeing you as his biggest supporter, his trusted confidant. He starts associating you with his growth and his best self, not because you pushed him there, but because your belief in him made him want to strive. And that feeling of being championed, that's a cornerstone of deep emotional attachment. Point 6, He falls for the way you don't force emotional intensity. Many women try to create deep emotional bonds too quickly. They might overshare their deepest fears or past traumas early on. They might push for serious commitment talks before a natural foundation is built. But the man who feels connection unfolding organically, at a pace that feels comfortable and genuine for him, that's how he truly invests. You let him open up about deeper things when he's ready. You don't analyze every word or demand constant emotional outpourings. And when he finally shares something significant, you listen with genuine interest and acceptance. That lack of pressure, that respect for his emotional rhythm, that's how real, trusting bonds are built. Point 7, he falls for the joy and lightness you bring to his life. Here's a simple truth: men are deeply attracted to happiness and positive energy. When your presence consistently adds joy, laughter, and a sense of ease to his life, he starts craving it. You don't need to be an entertainer, but having a generally optimistic outlook, being able to laugh at yourself and with him, and creating a lighthearted atmosphere makes you a pleasure to be around. He's not necessarily looking for someone to solve all his problems, but for someone whose company makes life feel better, brighter. That feeling of lightness and joy he associates with you, that's what pulls him in. Because men fall in love with women who enhance their experience of life. Point 8, he falls for the way you maintain your composure and grace. Let me be clear, composure doesn't mean being unfeeling. It means you handle situations with grace and emotional intelligence. You're not easily thrown by minor inconveniences. You don't resort to excessive drama or negativity. You communicate your feelings and needs respectfully, even when you're upset. He sees that, and it makes him feel something profound: respect and admiration for your emotional maturity. You don't create unnecessary conflict. You don't thrive on drama. You attract by being a steady, graceful presence. And when a man senses that your interactions are generally peaceful and respectful, that's when his admiration can deepen into love. So if you really want to understand how men fall in love, stop thinking about grand strategies or trying to be someone you're not. Start focusing on the genuine emotional atmosphere you create when he's around you and the independent, joyful life you cultivate. Because it's not the pursuit, it's not the checklist, it's the authentic connection and the positive feelings he consistently associates with you. Be the woman who makes him feel understood, respected, at peace, and genuinely happier. If this resonated, comment "true connection" below. Let me know who's watching till the end. And remember, you don't strategize your way into real love. You become the woman whose presence makes it an undeniable welcome reality for him.